Look inside the White House like you've never seen before. Our next guest uncovered little-known facts of American history while researching his new book. In fact, he's done it his entire career. But the new book is called The President's Shadow. Best-selling author and America's historian Brad Meltzer is here live to tell us about America's The President's Shadow. Brad, always great to see you. But what you do is you'll take a premise, fictional premise, but then you go back and get facts. Tell me about The President's Shadow and the premise here.
Sure. So the book opens up, and the First Lady is in the Rose Garden. First ladies, they just want a moment to themselves. They want normalcy back. And so she's in the Rose Garden at 5 a.m. She puts her hands into the dirt. She smells the mulch, a moment she can just enjoy. And out of the dirt, she pulls a severed arm. And she has no idea how it got there. She has no idea how they got past security, and she certainly has no idea of the puzzle hidden inside the fist of that arm. And that's where the book begins.
So that's where it begins. That's in your head. You wake up, you have that idea, you got yourself a book. But then you go and get facts. So you get into the Secret Service, and you say to the Secret Service, what would you do if the First Lady said, I just found an arm in the garden?
That's exactly
right. And what do
right.
they tell you?
And well, first of all, they say, you know, that's not what they want to do, right? But when they find it, they said, the first thing I would do, Secret Service told me, is I'd renovate a room. So what are you talking about? They said, I'd repaint I'd pull down some wallpaper, repaint a wall. If I do that, I can get the first family out of the house. I can do a private investigation, right, and the public and press won't know. And now, they said, now you can have an investigation.
So here's what's interesting. It turns out that's something they always do. And then you found out that they renovated a room with the Obama administration, the Bush administration, the Clinton administration. So possibly there were investigations going on for something at that time.
Well, he said to me, I said, sounds like you've done this before. He said, you wouldn't believe what's been done here in the name of home renovation. And I was like, now I've got chapter 2 and chapter 3.
All right, now, something happens, it's an emergency, and you're trying to develop your story, but you want authenticity. So what happens to a president during an emergency situation?
Well, it's interesting. You know, one of the places I found is Mount Weather. And Mount Weather was an actual place where they used to bring the president in case there was an emergency, but it shut down. The press found out about it. Everyone knew about it. What happened after 9/11 is they started rebuilding it. And I love that we get to take people and show them all these amazing things because, you know, obviously the one thing I always am careful of is I always change security because I want to keep it safe. But you get to see the inside of these things.
It's so interesting, too, is because then you found out, because you're very tight with the Bushes, you've won them over with your writing and with your personality and your family and your mom. So you've been tight with them, but you were able to go inside some of the president's secrets. So you found out a little-known facts about some of our most recent presidents.
Yeah, so I was in Secret Service headquarters and going through their museum in the back, and they said, you want to hear a really good secret? And when the Secret Service says you want to hear a secret, pay attention.
Lean in.
And they said to me, they said, you know, Ronald Reagan, when he was president, used to carry a gun with him. And I said, what are you talking about? And they said, when he was the president, he used to carry a 38. He put it in a briefcase, take it on Air Force One. And I said, you must be kidding me.
After he got shot, he felt as though he wanted to be prepared?
Yeah, so no one knows if it was also before, but for sure we know after, because he said, if anyone comes for me, I want to be ready. But I called up former President Bush Sr., who's very kind and reads my books, and I said, what else did you carry, sir? And he wanted to know about what Reagan had. And he also carried his own driver's license, is what Bush carried. Clinton used to carry a billfold with pictures of his family and a prayer. W used to carry a first responder's badge. And the amazing part is President Obama carries his BlackBerry and a kind of a junk drawer full of stuff, but he doesn't carry his own wallet. So he's famous for saying, where's my money?
Absolutely. Soon he's going to have to do that, I guess, in a year and a half. Now, Brad, you spent last week with the Bushes, and Jeb was there prior to his going to Europe. What's the sense amongst the family with another Bush running for president?
Yeah, this was nice. We raised money for literacy with Barbara Bush for her 90th birthday, and they got to go to the party. Yeah, she looked amazing. Whole family's great. And I think what's amazing to me is I was there with W, with Jeb, and with, you know, President and Mrs. Bush, is you forget it's a family. And at the end of the day, you know, if you or I run for president, you know, obviously it's all politics. And with them, though, it's your brother, it's your son. And so you're watching someone you love get torn apart or pulled or pushed up in the press, and that just makes it a far more emotional thing. And so to me, as an outsider watching in, I'm just amazed at how they kind of pull together as a family for this moment.
So they have 41, 43, and who knows, maybe 45.
Yes, that's exactly right.
All right, 45. And Brad, by the way, this is a great Father's Day gift. If people are looking for a gift from an established author, it always keeps you at the edge of the seat if you care about America's history, which, of course, our audience does. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
And we'll see you tonight. You'll be in New York City, Union Square, signing books.
I will indeed.
All right, Brad, great to see you. All right, meanwhile, coming up straight ahead, a Fox News